Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again. Another edition of Inside the Headset. Here we are at Week 8 and Game 8, and I've got on the phone with me Coach McDaniel. How you doing, Coach McDaniel?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right. You had a nice little vacation over in College Station over the fall break. How did that go?
It was good. It was nice to get away for a few days and obviously see a great football game and get to watch Jack and don't get a chance to do that very often. So to get to go out of town, such a cool spot was fun and kind of get the battery recharged, so to speak. But we had a good time.
Yeah, and get to spend some time with the wife and do some things with her. She needs some Coach McDaniel time, doesn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not always easy when you got two little ones to pack up and leave for a couple days, but they're getting at the age now where we can do that a little bit. And about 3 or 4 days, about 3 days is the max for us right now. So it was like I said, it was a lot of fun. Great city. Austin is, College Station is unbelievable atmosphere. It was probably the coolest college environment I've ever been in. So great game. I think, obviously it shows that crazy things can happen in a lot of different scenarios, and a bunch of them happened on Saturday. But it was a lot of fun, and, very blessed to get to do that.
Let's get back to Christian Brothers and the Purple Wave. Right before you took off, kind of talk to us a little bit about y'all ended up on Friday night, and talk to us a little bit about that, and then talk to us a little bit about the few days of practice, and then talk to us about your upcoming opponent.
Yeah, we our last game was 2 weeks ago, and we got our butt beat. Bottom line. It's even talking to you now, it's a little surreal. But I think it was probably good for us. I say it's probably good for us. I think time will tell whether it was really good for us in the long run. But it's like I've tried to tell our team multiple times over that you really don't. I used to, but I really don't define our success on the year based off the wins and losses. Really based off when we're reaching our full potential, or we continue to get better. Do we have the right kind of leadership? And truth be told, 3 weeks ago we won a game that we shouldn't have won, and it was because of our grit and our toughness and our competitiveness and our want to and our fight and all those things. And that really is, as cliche as it sounds, that's really what won us the game against LaSalle. And and after that game on Monday, because we played on a Saturday afternoon, on Monday we had a meeting with all the starters, I guess you could call the varsity. And I told them on Monday that, it was a great win. I was very excited and happy for them. I enjoyed it myself, but I was really disappointed when I went in on Sunday and worked. I was disappointed in the way we played, going back and looking at the film. And I told them, we're not playing up to our potential. We're not doing a lot of little things the right way. And if you don't get it fixed, something's going to happen that you're not going to be expecting. Well, lo and behold, we got beat by Briarcrest in our opener of region play. And quite frankly, I believe it was because, first and foremost, because they wanted it more than we did. So our kids can tuck tail or roll their eyes or do whatever they want to do. But at the end, bottom line is they wanted it more than us. It showed throughout the game. They had more fight than we did, and they had a chip on their shoulder, whatever metaphorical, whatever you want to use. Their chip was definitely a lot bigger than ours, and I feel like we did exactly. And again, I talked to our team about this after LaSalle. I said there was something from the LaSalle game that we could learn for ourselves, which is that LaSalle's coach after the game put on Twitter that you cannot just walk out with your helmet and expect to win a game. And the same thing that happened to LaSalle, in my opinion, happened to us when we went to Briarcrest. We thought that we were going to walk out there and put our helmet on, and they were going to be scared of us, and we were just going to win the game. I've continued to try to express to our team that we are not a team full of difference makers. We're a team that's going to collectively work together and do all the little things the right way and be successful, or we're not going to be very successful because we don't have those, the difference maker type guys. Now, somebody's mom or dad would argue that with me and say that their son's a difference maker. But the bottom line is we have no difference makers on our team. We have a lot of guys, and they have to play well together, or we're not going to have success as a team. And that night I thought we played like a bunch of individuals. We didn't play particularly physical. Like I said, we got out 1-2. That's just that's the end of it. I told the guys after the game, even last week leading up to fall break, that I think we lost 3 times last year, and this is our second loss this year. I've only been there 2 years, and we've had 15 wins or something, and now this is our 5th loss. So the win-loss column, is on the good side for us. But this is the first loss we've had against a team that I felt like we should have beat. Now, that being said, they had a lot to prove. We beat them pretty handily last year, and I think a combination of our kids being overly confident, not being ready to play, and then them kids having a little bit more want to, caused us to be, our own worst enemy. So you don't want to say, that, hey, I told you so. As a coach, I take full responsibility. We weren't prepared well enough. I thought we had a great week of preparation, to be honest. We had a great Thursday practice. It was the best Wednesday, Thursday we put together, back to back. But we didn't bring it all to the table when it mattered on Friday. So, I think a lot of times coaches, and I know I'm being long-winded here, Stuart, but a lot of times coaches say, how you play, how you practice is how you're going to play. And that's usually true. And I told our kids before that game that I was excited to see us play because we had such a great week of practice leading up to Briarcrest. So it wasn't about the preparation. What it was about is bringing your lunch pail on Friday night at 7, and we didn't do that. So there's every excuse you can find that none of them are going to matter. At the end of the day, they wanted it more than us. We put ourselves in a bad position moving forward in region play. And so now I'm interested to see what our team is made of, because I've questioned whether or not we have enough leadership. I've questioned whether we have enough. I've questioned whether we have enough toughness. We put it together in one game against LaSalle, but that one game is not an indication of what our season is going to be. And so I continue to question, when are our leaders going to step up? When is our toughness really going to shine through, or lack thereof? And if you are what you think you are, when is it all going to come to the forefront and be playing your best football when it matters? So, we got a lot of soul searching, in my opinion. We're not where we need to be with 3 games remaining in the season, and it's going to fall down to the senior leadership. It's going to come back on the things that you would expect it to: your offensive and defensive line, your leadership, your quarterback play. All those things will be key for us to be successful moving forward.
Well, did they hang their hat? I mean, when the game was over, did they feel like they gave it their all, or what was their expression or motion? I mean, because like you said, you're not playing. I mean, that's what parents have to understand. Coach McDaniel's not playing.
Yeah, there was a lot of different emotions. I think some of it was shock, but I think that's because people, a lot of our guys expected to come over there and spank them, and that just wasn't the case. And I tried to tell them during the week that it was a much improved team. But again, like I said, we had a great week of preparation. For whatever reason, we didn't put it together all at the right time on that Friday night. And we are not good enough individually at every position. We are not good enough. If we don't play together and do all the little things correctly and soundly, then we're not going to win. Now, you can look at some other things. The other things would be that, we had we had 2 key turnovers that were big, issues in the game. We had awful field position. I mean, we played pin back almost the entire game. I didn't think, there were moments of really good play on defense, but I also didn't think we played as dominant as we needed to on defense. And a lot of that comes back to missed tackles, misalignments, missed assignments. So it's all the same things. And I think the coaches too, and quite frankly, I get frustrated with the coaches like I do the players. Everybody expects, because it's week 7 or 8, that you don't have to coach anymore, or that kids have got it figured out. Listen, when the kids have it figured out, then they don't need us anymore. So we might as well go sell insurance. I mean, so you have to continue. And with that being said, that's whether you have seniors, juniors, or sophomores. So we have a young team. We're playing a lot of sophomores, and they're going to have to be told 850,000 times. It's the 10,000-hour rule. I've talked to you about this before. You're going to have to continue to keep harping on all the little things, and they're never going to really fully appreciate or understand all the details. But as far as our demeanor or morale as a team, where we were when the game was over, I mean, I think they were frustrated. But I mean, I know they got their feelings hurt that Briarcrest ran out on the field and celebrated like it was the Super Bowl. But they're the ones that caused that. We caused that, not them. I mean, you can get mad at them all you want to. There's people on their side pointing at our players as the game's ending and then telling our kids to be quiet, putting a finger over their mouth. And, as an adult, you shouldn't be doing that to another team's
No, they need to stay out of it.
But you know what the reality is? We need to own that. The reason that you have people over there putting their finger in the mouth and saying be quiet is because you went over there and did not give it your best effort as a team on that given night. So that's the pie we eat together. Whether you like the taste of it, we're going to eat it together with a big spoon. We used to call it eating the porridge. But whatever it is, whether it's humble pie or your bowl of oatmeal, we ate it. And it don't taste good. And it's not always what you want to hear, what you want to talk about. But I found it very ironic. We have a virtue of the month in our school that we try to reinforce to our kids through discussion, through examples, through prayer,
Yes.
through multiple different venues that we try. And lo and behold, we walked in on Monday after we got beat by Briarcrest, and I'm in first period, and we're reading a prayer about humility. And I found it to be very ironic that we were talking that October is the month of humility, because I fully believe at the end of the day that's what it was about. We thought we were going to go over there and beat them, no questions asked. And unfortunately for our kids, they are not understanding or connecting it that we are not going to be at our best if everybody isn't working together and doing all the little things appropriately. Do we have great kids? Absolutely. Are they coachable? Yes. Do we have fun at practice? Yes. I mean, we got good kids, man, and they got a lot of fight in them. But when you don't put it all together against a quality team, then you cannot expect the outcome that you want. It doesn't just happen. So the success or the wins or whatever, they come with a price. And far too often they forget about – kids are so short-sighted, they forget about the price they pay all off-season, all summer, all week, whatever it may be, however you want to accumulate all that work. And it really boils down to 48 minutes and when you put it all together. So, you want to talk about a roller coaster. That's why the game is so interesting. Being a high school football coach is very fun. It's very challenging. It's draining. But, I mean, we're talking about 3 weeks removed from me being a part of, with our team, one of the biggest wins in my career, just from the simple fact that we had no business winning that game, and our kids went out and took the game, took the fight to them. We wanted it more than them. And then to turn around 2 weeks later and to feel when the game was over that you got beat because they wanted it more than you, that don't sit well. And so, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how we respond. We have St. Benedict this week. It's another region game. I would go as far as to say that our kids are probably overlooking them. We play Memphis Catholic next week, and then we end with MUS, which is a huge game. So, we'll see whether or not I think a lot of times message can fall on deaf ears. I try not to lecture them very much. I don't do a whole lot of pep talking during the week. I try to focus on the things that I really think are going to matter, because I think you talk too much and it all becomes noise. And but I'm trying to continue to harp on them that our leadership, our attention to detail, and our competitive spirit as a team, not individually, as a team, has got to be at 100%, or we're not going to be able to have the success that we want. So it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks. St. Benedict is new coach, so they're kind of different systematically than they were last year, scheme, whatever.
Right.
We need to go out and play well, get this taste out of our mouth. For me personally, it's a loss that has it's been I don't know the right word. I've had a bitter taste the last week and a half, because I feel like I didn't do a good job getting us prepared, and we just didn't go out and play very well.
Well, I mean, Coach McDaniel, you've talked to me about it even when you were at Oakland, that if on certain games you may have a superstar that gets a little bit out of position, but he can recover so fast, and he understands that, and he makes up for it, but he was out of position. But if you take a kid that isn't a superstar and he's out of position, I don't know how many times you've told me that play is ruined, Stork. It's ruined. It's over.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we talked about this past week before fall break, and I even explained it to our kids, there is a fine line, okay? And I've told you this before. When I got there, we had a lack of confidence. We had a lack of energy. We had a lack of emotion. We had a lack of enthusiasm. Whatever things you want to say, we didn't have the it factor of running out and playing the game with some physicality and some spirit and whatever words you can use. So we've really tried to focus on getting kids to buy into playing with emotion, being tough, having fun, flying around, selling out, straining. And we're now in a position, I think, where there's a fine line between being confident and being cocky. And our kids need to play with confidence because we are going to be, in a lot of ways, we're undersized. And again, I don't say this to try to sound demeaning toward our kids.
No.
We do not have any superstars. We don't have any true difference makers. We have two defensive tackles that are really good players that I would say are probably, they're guys that could play at any level in the state. They're both really solid players. We have one linebacker that I think is a really good player that probably could play just about anywhere at any level in high school. And we've got some young guys that are going to develop into those types of kids. Our quarterback is ultra competitive, super tough. So we've got a lot of really good players, but we don't have any what I call dudes. I'm talking about, what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen them.
Yeah, so we don't have any of those guys, which is fine. That's what makes our team unique and fun to coach, okay? Because a lot of the times those type of guys are your biggest headaches. We don't have any guys like that, which is great, but you want them to be playing above their head. That's one of the challenges in this job is you want them to play above their head and believe that on any given day they can win, and we've been able to do that. Unfortunately, now I think we've crossed that line and we've got borderline cocky. And so, there's a very fine line when you're talking about undersized kids and getting to play at their highest potential between being cocky or confident. And I want them to be confident. I want them to have an edge. I want them to play with a certain demeanor. But I do question right now, do you think you really are that much better than you are? Because that's when message goes on deaf ears. I don't need to listen. I need to do what I do. And when you need to do what you do, you're not doing what's best for the team. And then, a lot of times the best way to rectify that is just to extract you from the team. I mean, and I hate to say it like that, but a lot of times it just gets you out of the equation and put somebody else in. And that's a whole other component I could go into. We're so young and we're so inexperienced. We're lacking the competition at some spots. And as you well know, when you got somebody chomping at your heels to get on the field, it makes your sense of urgency a heck of a lot more heightened. And for us right now, we don't have enough competition at spots. And so I think comfort and complacency has set in, and we've tried to address it the last week and a half. But like I said, time will tell. We got 3 weeks to see what we're made of, and we still, can. I don't know, whether our destiny's in our hands anymore or not. But the bottom line is we need to worry about St. Benedict and not worry about anything else.
And we'll close with this, Coach, but, a lot of people don't understand it until you witness it or you see it. But, and we're all pretty evenly right now here in Murfreesboro right now, as far as, everything that goes on. But years ago when you was over at Riverdale and just that seasoning of Riverdale and just the way that Coach Rankin and them just completely ran teams out the door, people have no idea what football seasoning is and what truly cockiness is. They had a right to be cocky. They were very good.
Right. No, you're right. And like I said, it's hard because I want our kids to believe they have a fighting chance every time they walk out on the field. And so when we walked off the field against LaSalle as a coach, it was one of the most satisfying moments that I've had. I was like, man, we put it all together and our kids believed we could win.
Yep.
Now, we got our butts whipped against CBC, and I don't know if we learned from that one or not, but it was a great experience to see our kids at that point. The other night, we didn't have the same fight. I don't care. people can say or talk about whatever they want. We did not have the same fight, the same want to. We thought they were going to lay down, and we are not good enough to think that way. So the buck stops with me. It's my responsibility. There's nobody else to blame for our lack of preparedness for in whatever way. There's physical, there's schematic, and then to me there's a psychological thing that has to be dealt with in every game. And I did not do a good enough job stressing our team that we were going to be in for a dogfight, and that's my job. So I'm upset with myself. Like I said, I'm sure you can tell I'm still pretty bitter about it, but it is what it is. We got to move forward, and hopefully we can get the ship righted before too long, because it's unbelievable to me. But we're week 8 or in the season, and the playoffs.
It is going by fast. It's been a good season, but it's rolling by fast. You can tell them boys real soon. We're gonna find out what they're made of in about 3 weeks. We're gonna be right in the playoffs, and they can make up their mind if they want to put their helmet up or play football.
That's right. So,
all righty. No coaches shows next week. I'm going to Auburn to see Coach Dye, and I'll tell him you said hello. You want me to get you get your autograph picture?
I would love one. You keep doing what you do. The world traveler. So just get me a signature. What do you are you going over to his hunting club or what?
No, I just so Friday night I got Battle of the Borough. We'll broadcast it. And then Saturday I'm going to film Tavis. We got Western at 1:30, and then next week I got to go to Atlanta to a golf tournament. And then
and that's work related.
And then yes it is. And then Thursday I'm going to go on down. Coach Dye said I could come down early, so I'm going to go down early and see him on Thursday and visit with him, and then spend the day with him Friday. And then the benefit is Friday night. And I'll do the auction like at about 10 o'clock on Friday night.
Oh, okay. Good for you.
Yeah,
have fun, man. You're working and playing golf, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get 17-year-olds to get on my side.
Well, the cool thing about it is you do get to see a really cool. I get to see Coach Pearl, and I love Coach Pearl. Because,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, well, and being around him, he's always good to me. He's very nice. He and I, we've talked several times, but just being around him, Coach McDaniel, he's
a character.
He's intense. He's very intense.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be off next week. Good luck Friday night, and I'll see you
Thanks,
your
man.
final week MUS.
All right, buddy.
All righty, see you.
See you, man.
All right, bye.